Okay.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
So this is Energetic FP and I'm here again with my baby sister, whom I affectionately refer to as Kitty Poo. And Kallie and I are a lot alike. We only differ on one personality dimension, and that is our second one. So I'm an ENFP and Kallie is an ESFP. Now, so Kallie, let's talk a little bit about our interactions over the years, shall we? Kallie's all giggles today. Okay, so Kallie, when you were growing up, like when you were really young, did you perceive us to be a lot alike?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely did.
Yeah.
What's a really early memory you have of just perceiving us to be a lot alike?
I feel like I was closer to you than Kelsey because me and my other sister Kelsey were complete opposites in every way. And me and you are the most alike, so I mean that's
theoretically you and I are more alike than anyone else in our family.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense when you see the way we interact. But yes, our other sister Kelsey is an INTJ. So she's the opposite from Kallie on every dimension. We'll have her on here one of these days. But what is adorable about Kelsey and Kallie is they love each other so much. Whenever you and Kelsey are together, you bring out this really sweet side of Kelsey. And Kelsey only acts this way with Kallie. Like she hugs her and kisses her and loves her so much, and she gets really silly and giddy around her. And it's just Kallie being that bubbly ESFP and just bringing out the fun side of everybody.
That's true.
But Kallie always wanted to do the same hobbies as me when we were little. She wanted to be a cheerleader like me. She wanted to be an actress like me. Even the way that she played make-believe was similar to me. And I used to make Kallie do these little skits. And I would have her repeat the same phrases over and over again. And what was funny was she would do it. She would comply with anything Kelsey and I told her to do. And she loved performing. And the ESFP is actually known as the performer. That's the name.
Your little puppet.
Yeah, a little puppet, and I was pulling the strings, and Mom would say, "You guys stop telling her to do stuff, just leave her alone." But we said, "I know she loves it, it's fun for everybody." So,
Attention.
yes, so you were doing so many skits all the time to
Yeah.
entertain us all. So in what ways, though, now that you're growing up, now that you're getting older, in what ways do you think you and I differ? That second dimension, the intuitive versus sensing thing. How does that make us different?
I think everyone at some point in their life wants to be different and not compared to other people. And I think because we used to be so similar, Mom always compares us to each other. But I've kind of branched out and done like my own thing to be a different person, but we're still the same.
So have you strategically tried to differentiate yourself from me?
Mm.
No, it just kind
It
of...
wasn't on purpose, it just kind of happened.
naturally happened?
Yeah.
Okay, so in what ways do you think we're different now that you're in high school, I'm past college?
Well, you wanted to be a cheerleader at one point, and then you realized it wasn't for you, so you got into more drama things, and that's where you shined. And I'm the complete opposite. I love cheering, and that's pretty much all I do. And drama was just kind of like a thing on the side. I wasn't as good at it, so...
Yeah, so you've gotten away from drama, even though you were good at it. Don't say you weren't. But I kind of have a theory as to why cheerleading appeals more to you, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think that for me, it took me forever to learn the dances. It took me forever to learn the cheers. And I knew that I was investing a lot of energy into this, and it was just taking up too much of my time, and I wanted to do other things. But you pick up on things effortlessly. Like Kallie can basically see a dance and pretty much know how to do it. Maybe she sees it a few times and she knows how to do it. She just has that kind of intelligence. And I think it's the extroverted sensing. You're picking up on everything you're seeing in your external world. And I was always kind of in another world, maybe not giving it my full attention. So for me, it just took too much effort. For Kallie, it comes effortlessly. So Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, Kallie, is one stereotype of your personality and mine is that we're lazy. Now,
That's pretty true.
Me too.
now, would you agree that you're lazy, or
Yes.
so you admit that you're lazy? See, I don't call it laziness. I call it a love of leisure time.
Yeah. It's pretty much a choice.
It's the same thing. I'm lazy too.
it's-
When it comes to cheer, I mean, I will go all out and do what I have to do to like prep for that. But like when I have my Saturdays off, I just don't leave my chair or the TV. I just only get up to eat and that's it.
So just feeding and laying around.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay, so how does that come into play with school? Because I know you're not too fond of school. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, like earlier when Buck was talking about procrastination, that's me. I procrastinate to the very last second because I live in the moment, so I just do all the fun stuff I can, and then at the very last second, you're like, oh, it's crunch time. I have to do this. It's due tomorrow. So that's pretty much true. But I mean, I'm not very lazy. Like I try my best in school, but I do things that I probably shouldn't, like procrastinate. But
So why do you try to do well in school? Like, why do you care about school at all?
because I've always dreamed about going to college, and I know you have to get a certain degree to get jobs and be successful, so
So when you think about going to college, like there have been times in your life where you imagine yourself in college and you imagine what it's going to be like. And you
I
think,
just don't imagine too much into it. Like I see myself out of college, but I haven't thought too much about it to imagine myself at a certain college or what I'll be doing.
Okay,
But,
yeah. And that's another big difference between us, because like an intuitive person would think about it often. We would think about it all the time, what we want to do, what we want to do when we grow up, who we want to marry, when we want to get married, how many kids we want to have. Whereas you are in the moment, you're having fun. You think, I want to go to college probably because you think it's going to be a lot of fun. And you don't want to limit yourself to any possibilities. So that's very interesting. Any other things you want to point out about your attitude towards school? One other thing I wanted to bring up is your personality type. Now, all the personality types have stereotypes, you know, just like anything else in life. So one stereotype about your personality is that you are wild and crazy and like to party a lot. But as a 16-year-old girl, you were raised in a fairly tame household. Our parents are very explicit about their expectations. You know, they are very straight up. You're not going to party. You're not going to drink. No underage drinking. No, you know, they always had strict rules about when I had to be home and that kind of thing. So they've instilled that in you. So, and your second function is introverted feeling, which means you have a very strong sense of right and wrong. So do you think you will carry that with you throughout college and beyond and always live according to your own code of ethics?
Yeah, and I think that stereotype is just based on your own choices and your morals, and that just plays a lot into it. It's just based on you and your decisions and what you believe on doing.
Well said. So would you say you have a strong moral compass guiding your decisions? Do you feel guilty easily if you know you've done the wrong thing?
Yes.
So what is your process like when you're deciding to make a decision? You're deciding right and wrong. What would be right in this situation? Is this choice going to violate some sort of expectation you have for yourself or something that your parents have for you? What is that process like when you're making a moral decision?
It's usually not that, like, life or death or putting my, I forgot the word, what I look like to other people. And, like, I don't put that on the line. It's usually just little choices. And I usually go with the right one.
Okay, so you're saying that you care a lot about your self-image. Yeah, and I always did too. And I think that has something to do with the fact that mom and dad were very much like, your behavior is a reflection on us. You know, they're both teachers in this city, so what we do affects how they are viewed, and we always took that very seriously. And so did Kelsey. So it's like, even though the three of us are different personality types, we all carried that same value and lived by that same value. Kelsey actually uses introverted feeling too as her third function. So she's slightly more logical than us, but she still has that moral compass guiding her decisions. So, okay, well, the last thing I want to ask you is describe your dream day, your ideal day. How would it be spent?
You can probably guess that it would be a lazy day, but I mean, not too lazy. I'd like to go out and do fun things, be spontaneous, and just kind of chill and not be worried about how much time I have left, but like do everything I want to, be with friends, just be at my happiest time.
Okay, so you'd want to be surrounded by people, nothing specific planned, just up for whatever your mood says, and just let the day take you where it may.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Don't you guys see why I love this little girl? Okay, thank you, Kallie. Hopefully you'll be in multiple videos in the
Hopefully.
future. Okay, bye everybody.